Yo, 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 what's up, gang? It's your boy, Young Chuck, back in this bitch. We're introducing a new segment here on the show where I go through every single Pokemon and rank them, give them a grade, and talk about their merits, their shortcomings, their successes, their failures, and, just go through it together, have some fun looking at these amazing, beautiful creatures. So we're starting at number fucking one, Bulbasaur, the boy. Look at this guy. He's allegedly, according to my sources, he's 2 feet and 4 inches, which is about 70 centimeters, I think. And he weighs 15 pounds, which is 6.9 kilograms, just under 7 kilos for big Bulbasaur here. As you can see, he's real cute. He's got a nice snout. Allegedly, he is based on a frog, according to the legends. He's based on a horned frog. You can see his 4 legs here. He's got these horns on his face. So he's kind of like a combination, I suppose you could say, of a frog, of a horned frog, and like a plant thing. According to the latest Pokédex entries, he's a grass and poison type seed Pokemon. So I think he shares that in common with Sunkern, both little seed Pokemons. Here you can see him from Pokemon Stadium 2. I forgot what move this is called, but as you can see, it's pretty freaking awesome that he's able to shoot leaves just seemingly out of nowhere. And he does a cute but ferocious little butt wiggle combined with a roar, and that's really a 10 out of 10 animation there for me. So far we're feeling very positively on Bulbasaur. We're feeling bullish on Bulbasaur. If he were a cryptocurrency, I'd buy him up. All right, now let's shift gears a little bit and let's look at his strengths and his weaknesses here. I don't really know of any weaknesses right off the bat. I guess he's weak to fire, right? He could burn up easy. But on the positive side, he is able to shoot vines from either the bulb thingy in his back or out of his horns, or I'm not really sure where the vines come from. And now these vines can be used for combat. They can be used to climb trees and help him eat berries, or find food. I'm sure you could, use it as a tourniquet to, if you get a mortal wound or something, I'm sure you could use his vines to stop the bleeding, or tie off if you're shooting up on illicit substances. But I don't condone that, and frankly, neither would Bulbasaur. So he can shoot vines that comes in handy, right? You could think of a million uses for that. He's got 3 sharp claws on these cute little feet here, so he could poke you. And in addition to that, he can get energy through photosynthesis using this bulb on his back, right? That's why they call him Bulbasaur, because he's got this big bulb on his back. You might think it's an onion, I don't really know what it is, but he gets fucking energy from the sun on his back. So he can go for days without eating, so he's not really high maintenance. He's pretty chill. If it's sunny, he can get his energy, and like I said, he can use the vines to hunt for berries and stuff like that, pick berries. Now, one thing we might also want to point out is that he likes sleeping in sunny spots. He's going to be someone that likes to bask in the sun, so make sure you get him off the sunlight. Of course, his combat traits are important, but perhaps even more importantly to me is how does this Pokemon behave? What's his personality like? And well, it stacks up, let me tell you. I mean, he's loyal. He's well behaved. He's nurturing, okay? So he he's got all the right traits. I mean, this is basically for me like three of the most positive things that you can be. Nurturing's a little bit gay, but I think it's still important. You know, it just shows how much I need to be nurtured when I have such a toxic masculine response to someone that's nurturing. Um, so it's kind of Bulbasaur is he's a very rare Pokemon to get. He's hard to get, but he doesn't have really an ego to him. He's down to earth. He's chill. I mean, look at him. He seems like a just modest, humble, frog-looking guy. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think I'm falling in love with him the more I go through this presentation. Allegedly, he will use the vines in his tail thingy and his bulb to rock Pokemon to sleep, and he's been known to sing a lullaby or two, and I guess he calls them bulbabis, according to the lore. So I don't know. I just think he seems like a dad. You know, he seems like just a good, solid dude, just like the dad that I always wished that I had and never did. You know, I think if my dad was Bulbasaur, I would probably have turned out a much better man. So let's look at his move set, okay? Solar beam, right? So if you're if you're like a solar, if you have a solar car, he can just fucking shoot your car with a solar beam. Boom, you're fully charged, full tank of gas, or whatever the saying is, full tank of sun. Sleep powder, which I think would come in handy. You know, sometimes I get a little insomniac-ish. Sometimes I have a hard time going to sleep, or sometimes, you know, as is the case right now, I have work shortly and I can't sleep. I'm up late making Pokemon videos. So maybe if I had Bulbasaur with me, he'd say, you know, I'm going to hit you with the sleep powder now. You can work on this tomorrow at a reasonable hour. So it's basically, it's like free Xanax, I think, sleep powder. So that's pretty awesome. Poison powder, you could use that to poison your enemies. I think if eunuchs were still around, I think I'm going to get into the eunuch game. So, I mean, I think every eunuch needs a Bulbasaur to help poison, you know, people. I guess he also has a move called Sweet Scent. Not sure what that is, but I think it would be pleasant. Certainly something I wouldn't mind having in the arsenal. So he can use a bunch of other helpful moves, and you know, both physical moves, tackle, takedown, Giga Drain. You know, he can learn lots of moves too. Here you see him about to use Cut on Oddish, so he could probably mow your lawn for you if you really needed him to. I mean, look, okay, here's he is literally Pokemon #1 in the Pokedex. You know, you open the Pokedex, who's first? This fucker. You know, and like I said, he doesn't really have an ego to him, despite all that. But despite being literally #1, he keeps it chill, down to earth. He's like a big bro to all the other Pokemon. Doesn't have a lick of an ego to him. So, I mean, I think, and you know, the real travesty is I think he's often overlooked. You know, I think people gravitate to Squirtle, they gravitate to Charmander because they know Charizard's at the end. But I gotta say, man, I think Bulbasaur is really a dark, like a sleeper. You know, I think he's a sleeper hit. I really do think he is that guy when it comes to the starting Pokemon. I don't know how that got on the slide. Oops. Anyways, in German, Bulbasaur is known as Bisasam. Uh-oh, hold on, I have a typo here. I didn't spell check before going into my presentation. In French, his name is actually BULBASAUR. BULBASAUR in French. BULBASAUR. So forgive me for that typo. Don't roast me, okay? I fucked up. In Japanese, his name is Fushigarane. Fushigirane. 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 From what I understand, Fushigi is mysterious. Fushi. And Tane is seed. So perhaps it's mysterious seed is his name. But Fushigirane is also an expression meaning strange, isn't it? Or bizarre, isn't it? Or isn't it bizarre? Right? So, I think that's just a little fun fact about Bulbasaur. Couple Pokédex entries. Can go days without eating a single morsel. A strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The pouch is filled with seeds. So he can plant something for you. You could maybe take the seeds out of his back and maybe he can plant tomatoes or peppers. Who's telling who? There's no telling what kind of seeds he has in that pouch. So all in all, I would give Bulbasaur a fucking A+ rating. I think I came into this liking Bulbasaur, and I am leaving this liking Bulbasaur even more. I think let's go back. He can feed himself. He's chill. He's nice. I even read that you can let him do his own thing for a while, and he's still loyal and well behaved. So he's not high maintenance. He doesn't require tons of attention. He's fine doing his own thing or being with you. So he's down to earth. He's got the vines that can pick berries and climb trees and give you lullabies. He's got the free Xanax. He's got the free solar powered car charger ability. Sweet scent. Literally number 1 in the Pokedex. So, yeah, 100% A+ rating for Bulbasaur from me. And yeah, we'll meet back up tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow. We'll meet back up soon where we discuss Pokemon number 2 in the Pokedex, who, from my understanding, is Ivysaur. So thank you for joining us, and see you next time. Much love. Oh yeah, look at our boy. A+ Pokemon.